What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 to 48 hours. Lots of topics to discuss, and may I add, very big topics. Firstly, Barcelona are keeping their eye on the Brazilian market. We have been linked with numerous Brazilians over the past few weeks, mainly to, firstly, Enrick, that new winger coming up at Palmeiras, who's the next, Rodrigo, Vinicius, Neymar, flair Brazilian player that every single big club wants, and also Angelo as well, who Barcelona have 2 clauses in his contract, right for first refusal and also a buy option as well. The club will now assess over the next few months which Brazilian to go for, and of course with the connections of Deco, it will give Barcelona a big factor. Now, a lot of contract renewal talks have been happening over the past few days. We're going to talk about Jordi Cruyff, Pablo Gavi, Frenkie de Jong, but there is a main big 3, and that is Arnau Tenas, Inaki Pena, and Alejandro Balde. Those 3 cores of Barcelona B players is the priority of the club to renew their contracts as soon as possible. But players that Barcelona wants out of the club this summer are all 4 captains: Roberto, Pique, Busquets, Alba. The club wants them all out this summer, and we're going to discuss each of their situations, who's most likely to leave, most likely to stay, and also who could replace them as the captains at Barcelona. And finally, we do have an injury update and fitness update on Ansu Fati, who of course has had the greatest starts to the season. He's still having discomfort, niggling injuries here and there. Xavi and his coaching staff have developed a plan for Ansu Fati over the international break, the 2 weeks, to bring him to full fitness in order to prepare him in the best way possible for the big month of October. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by No1 Foot. No1 Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market. They have fantastic qualities at fantastic prices. I ordered some the other day, and I got the treble winning jersey for Barcelona in the 14-15 season. The quality is absolutely unreal at a fantastic price. Look at the badge on the jersey, it is fantastic. You have the Nike logo as well, looking brilliant. It has the right tags, the right size, the right material, and it's at a fantastic price. And on their website, they do have the new Barcelona kit for this season with the Spotify logo. You can pick what badge you want on the sleeve, La Liga, Champions League. You can pick whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back as well. And again, the material is absolutely unreal. Here I have the 2007 Champions League kit for Barcelona. As you can see, it has the UNICEF logo, the Nike, the Barcelona badge with the Camp Nou name around it. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout, 15% off, and all orders over $80 get free shipping as well. So go down below, top link in description, and get your new football kit today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 to 48 hours. The first player that we have been linked with is players from the Brazil market. Now, of course, Barcelona are keeping an eye on talents from Brazil. Firstly is Angelo, coming in from Joaquim Pereira from Sport, who we all know is the #1 source around Brazilian players coming to Barcelona. He's come out saying that Barcelona are keeping a close look on Angelo Gabriel, on who they have a preferential buy option and first refusal. He turns 18 in December, and the decision can be made in January. Other European clubs are also monitoring him. Not only Angelo, there's also, I think, another midfielder called Keika, like Kakiky, something like that. I don't know how, I don't know when, but Barcelona do have 2 clauses with Santos for right for first refusal and also a preferable buy option for both Angelo and the other midfielder, which again Barcelona will decide very soon whether or not to execute that option or walk away. But there is another Brazilian as well, and you may know this name. It is of course Endrick. Joaquim Pereira again from Sport came out saying that Endrick continues to be an objective for Barcelona. The club has been monitoring him for months now. As you all know, a few months ago he came to Barcelona, watched the match, also with Real Madrid, watched the game there. In the end, he signed his first professional contract with Palmeiras, but again he does have a release clause, I believe, in 2024 for like 50 million euros, something like that. So Question with Endrick is, of course, right now we have 4 wingers. Messi may come back. We still have Lewandowski. The attack is going to be overstocked. But this is a play that you invest in. Then send him out, I think send him out on loan straight away. So you pay the 50 million euros for him. Get him out on loan, La Liga club. Maybe even back to Palmeiras, wherever it may be. I think that's going to be the long-term investment for Barcelona. He won't come to the team immediately. But Endrick is, touted as the next Neymar, Vinicius. He's the next flair winger coming out of Brazil, and of course we have missed out on the last 2 in Vinicius and Rodrigo. Of course we got Neymar, and then Real Madrid got the other 2. So I think it's now time for Barcelona to pick up that next flair winger. Now Gerardo Romero has come out saying that last week there were some meetings between Barcelona and some agents. Keep an eye on the Brazilian market. Now we have been also linked with some fullbacks from Ligue 1 from Brazil. I think Enrique has been one of them. There's another name as well that I said off the top of my head. So keep your eyes on the Brazilian market. Of course, with that connection with Deco, he has a lot of agents that are Brazilian. We're kind of up there now with the Brazilian agency area. So keep your eyes on that. Again, I think the most touted out right now is Endrick, but of course there will be so much competition for his signature, and he will not be cheap. Around 50-60 million euros will be his release clause in 2024. So again, Barcelona are having a big eye right now on the Brazilian market. Now with the unplanned departure of Miralem Pjanic a few weeks ago and Busquets leaving the club in 2023 in the summer, Barcelona are going to be in the market for a new CDM alongside Nico Gonzalez, and there is a CDM who has offered himself to Barcelona, and that is Jorginho. Luis Rojo from Market came out saying that Jorginho is out of contract next summer, so he'll be a free agent, and he did offer himself to Barcelona a few days ago. However, Barcelona did not contemplate the option of signing him on a free transfer as of now. So Jorginho called Barcelona, hey, I'm free, are you interested? And Barcelona said, not right now, maybe later. So keep your eyes on Jorginho. Again, Barcelona, keep in mind again also, we're only going to have, I would say, 80, maybe 100 million euro budget next summer. So I would say the majority of our signings will be free agents. As we all know, the 100 million euros, we're going to be going towards fullbacks, right back, left back. So if you want a midfielder, if you want an attacker, they're going to be very, very cheap or most likely free agents. Would I take Jorginho at Barcelona? I think he's a decent player. I think he fits the style good, but he has been performing well over at Chelsea over the past 2 years. I would say since the Champions League final, he's been on a very downhill. Of course, Chelsea don't want to renew him for a reason. Maybe he's too slow for the Premier League, but in La Liga, he can still do a job. I would let Xavi decide. If Xavi says yes, I'll back it. If he says no, I'll be okay with it. If it was up to me, I'd probably steer away from it for now, but you never know. Next summer we can't find someone. He's there for free. Offer him a 1-year contract, 2 years on low wages. You just never know. So keep your eyes on Jorginho, unless he will be a free agent this summer. Very likely. Looks like he won't renew his Chelsea contract that we're going right now for N'Golo Kante. So if buts and maybes right now, but Jorginho has offered himself to Barcelona, and for now the club have said no. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. First up, a player currently out on loan who wants to stay out on his loan club for a permanent transfer is Sergino Dest. He came out speaking in the media, and he's come out saying that there is a buy option in the contract between AC Milan and Barcelona. So I will do my best here, as I hope Milan will sign me on a permanent deal. I'm really happy here, and I will give 100% to stay. 24 hours later, he gave away a penalty against Napoli and has been ridiculed by the AC Milan fan base and the media. Look, start for a life at AC Milan for Dest has not gone too great, but again, the season is very, very long. 20 million euros, I'll take that every single day of the week. I think it's good for Barcelona, good for the player, good for AC Milan as well, but it's now up to Dest to perform. I don't think Dest wants to come back and then go out on loan again, be told by Xavi doesn't trust him, blah, blah, blah. It's all a circus, right? Although Barcelona and AC Milan could come to agreement for a lower term, let's say AC Milan, oh, we want to keep him around 20, we'll give you guys 15 or 10, then negotiations could restart, but they do have that 20 million euro buy option this summer, but it will be up to Dest to go out there and perform in order for that buy option to be executed. Now, one of the big questions that has been on everyone's mind over the past few months, and by everyone, I mean the Barcelona board, the coaching staff, the players themselves, and the culés, is the futures of the captains. Right now, I would say 2 are clear, 2 aren't, but apparently the club want all 4 out this summer. Javi Miguel from AES has come out saying the club expects the 4 captains, Roberto, Pique, Alba, and Busquets, to leave next summer. If this happens, the captains for that season after that will probably be Ter Stegen number 1, Lewandowski number 2, with maybe some youngsters like Pedri and Araujo as number 3 and as number 4. Now, when I saw this, I'm thinking, whoa. Look, I understand why Lewandowski is going to be a captain. He's a leader on the pitch, off the pitch as well, but I'm not a fan personally of giving a player the captain's armband at Barcelona when they've only been there for one season, but hey, I'll move to it. I'm okay with that. But let's talk about the 4 captains. So as we all know, Busquets, 99% is going to be leaving. It's going to be very, very emotional. He's out of contract. He'll not renew. He refused a salary cut back in the summer. Busquets, done. Roberto, 1-year extension, of course. His contract also expires in 2023 next summer. For him, it depends on his performances. And also Xavi. Xavi wants to keep him. The club may renew him for another year. Of course, Roberto has to go out there and perform, but Xavi says no. The board will let him go. Again, the board not really too keen on keeping Roberto, but again, Xavi will have the final word. The big question is, of course, on Gerard Piqué and Jordi Alba, who both their contract expire the summer after that in June 2024, and we have some big updates on both of them. Firstly, on Piqué, madre mia, strap your seatbelts. Sport have come out saying that Barcelona are hoping that Gerard Piqué retires after this season. It would be a massive sporting and economic relief for the club. Before, Piqué has said that he would not stay at Barcelona if he was a substitute, of course, after the 8-2 during the pandemic against Bayern Munich. The club now say, we hope he keeps his word. Wait. It gets worse. Sport also came out saying that Gerard Piqué was heard complaining about his playing time in the dressing room. Xavi heard it and told him, now you're gonna play even less. I don't think either of these are true. Of course, Sport and National Break, this is what you expect, but if that's true, oh my god, Piqué is looking like an absolute fool. Now, Marca come out with a completely different standpoint. They came out saying that Piqué is not thinking about retirement for now. He hopes to turn the situation around and contribute to the team both on the pitch and off the pitch. He is confident that he will not be benched regularly and is focused on working to change his role in the team. Piqué is working very hard in every single training session to convince Xavi. However, he is still behind Araujo, Eric Garcia, Christensen, and Koundé in the list of options for the center back position. Piqué has always been clear that he does not want to play for another club in his career other than Barcelona. He is currently prioritizing football and Barcelona over any other activities. Of course, we heard this in the summer. Laporte sat down with him and said, look, been all this Shakira and business crap and tennis and all this stuff, focus on Barcelona. Piqué said yes, so credit to him. But again, he is 5th choice center back, and he's always said, not just after the Bayern Munich match, he's always said, I'm not playing for another team. Once I get benched at Barcelona or I don't play or my contract expires, I will retire. We'll wait and see. I think Piqué will retire. I just hope personally him and Busquets announce it before the season ends. That way they can get the proper send-off at the Spotify Camp Nou. I don't want it to be in the summer, oh, I'm leaving. I'd rather they do a press conference, February, March time, announce it. We get prepared, we get the stadium going, we get the banners on the final day, and give them both a proper send-off, like Iniesta and Xavi got it. I think they both deserve this as well. But with Jordi Alba, I don't think he deserves this Camp Nou send-off, but he said, of course, could possibly leave this summer. Now, the Audi ARA have come out saying that unlike Piqué, Xavi had not told Jordi Alba anything about losing his starting place in the team this season. He expected Barcelona to sign another left back, but still continue to be as a starter, like for Digne and Junior Firpo, all those other type of signings. He feels mistreated by the club, especially after they accepted Inter's offer a few days before deadline day. Jordi Alba, with his strong temperament and frustration with his current situation at Barcelona, has reapproached part of the club staff who design individual physical plans for each player. So what if I'm not going to play later, he told them. Barcelona's board of directors expressed their concerns for Jordi Alba's poor performances, as well as his salary of 30 million gross this season. So of course, gross after tax, he pockets 15 million euros net. I think if Alejandro Balde does well this season, Jordi Alba's finished. I think the club will, we'll talk about Marcos Alonso later on in the video, but they'll keep Alonso maybe a year or two, go get a Jose Gaya, Romaldo later on. I think Jordi Alba's finished. I think if Jordi Alba does not play that much throughout the whole entire season, I think he will reconsider his future. Of course, he's not playing regularly, but still got called up to the Spain national team. I think hopefully Luis Enrique will take him to the World Cup. He goes there, experiences it, retires from international duty, then maybe later on his last year at Barcelona this summer, takes another adventure, goes maybe accepts that Inter offer, releases his contract, joins the MLS on a free deal. We'll see with Jordi Alba. I think out of all the captains, he is the most likely to stay. And imagine going into the 23-24 season with Jordi Alba as your captain. Bloody hell. Lord have mercy. We'll wait and see. Again, Busquets, Roberto, their situations are both clear, but Pique and Jordi Alba still in question. But Barcelona apparently want all 4 captains out this summer coming up. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, of course, the official renewal of Gavi did take place last week. This is my first news video since then. I want to cover it quickly. As you all know, I've been talking about Gavi's renewal now on the channel for like a year. So I want to celebrate this moment as well. We do have some few quotes from Pablo Gavi himself. Firstly, around 4,500 fans did turn up for his presentation, which I think is a very good turnaround for an 18-year-old signing a first-team professional contract with Barcelona. Here are some words that he said. First, in the renewal, I'm very happy. It's been my dream since I was a childhood. Scoring the first goal at the Camp Nou, scoring for Barcelona was a dream of mine since I was a kid. I remember that goal against Elche last season for the rest of my life. Future plans, myself and everyone around me has been very clear from day one. I want to succeed at Barcelona. On La Masia, I'm very grateful to everyone I've met there since joining La Masia. It's unique and it helped me a lot. Now, I am quite surprised that Pablo Gavi did not mention Ronald Koeman, who of course gave him his debut in the first team, thanks to him. But then again, I think Laporta talked about even in La Pena, his agent being very, very key for this renewal, and also his signing for 10,000 euros back a few years ago. We signed him for, I think, from Real Betis, if I'm not mistaken. But again, finally is done. 4-year contract. La Masia graduate number 186 for Pablo Gavi. Finally puts pen and paper on a 4-year deal. Hopefully many more years after that. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the 2 backup goalkeepers for Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Inaki Pena, and Arnau Tenas. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that both Inaki Pena and Arnau Tenas contracts end this summer coming up in 2023. The club is now starting to focus on both the renewals very, very soon. So most likely now, at the moment, the 2 renewal priorities for Barcelona are Inaki Pena and Arnau Tenas. I think it's very, very important to renew both their contracts. Very, very good goalkeepers for the future, hopefully. Once ter Stegen leaves, I think Arnau Tenas and Inaki Pena have very, very high quality. More specifically, Arnau Tenas, I'm not gonna lie, I've seen him play a lot for Barcelona B, and this man is not only a leader, but a disgusting goalkeeper as well. This man is good. I think if you put a good back four in front of him, he can perform absolute wonders. Although he is a bit short in my opinion for a keeper, I think he can make some great saves, and of course, his passing off in the back is one of the best I've seen ever. You're thinking Ederson, you're thinking Neuer, ter Stegen. I think Arnau Tenas is in that conversation. His passing off in the back is that good. Of course, Inaki Pena, great shot stopper. I think him as a backup for ter Stegen is very good. So hopefully the club can renew their contracts. I would say before the January transfer window, that'd be very, very ideal. But of course, it will not be that easy. I'll wait and see. But again, Inaki Pena and Arnau Tenas' contract renewals at Barcelona is on the top of their list. Now, another Barcelona B player in the first team dynamics whose renewal is also priority for the club is Alejandro Balde. Now, Sport have come out saying that Alejandro Balde could be the next player with whom a contract renewal will be negotiated. His contract currently ends in 2024. As we all know, his agent is Jorge Mendes, and also Joan Laporta did renew his contract last year in his first year as the president in 2021. I think first few months in, he renewed Nico, Collado, and Alejandro Balde, and looks set to do that again with Balde. Look, I think first thing you have to do is promote this man to the first team and make it quick. I think he deserves it. I think he needs that first team number. Give him some confidence, give him a motivational boost, and then afterwards see how he copes, and then you can start negotiation again. Perfect ideal situation. Get him, Arnau Tenas, and Inaki Pena all done before January. But again, I don't think that'll be realistic. I think the club right now are really, trying to plan out the January transfer window, the summer transfer window, then see what they do. Unless it's really urgent, like 2023, I don't think Barcelona will go for him. Of course, keep in mind that Ousmane Dembele's contract also expires in 2024, so this summer a decision will have to be made on him, renew him hopefully, or let him go for around 30 million euros. Again, I think his release clause Dembele is 100, and apparently if someone activates it, he gets 50 and the club gets 50, which remains to be seen. But on Alejandro Balde, look, I think his renewal should be on the top of that list, so hopefully the club will focus on it. And again, it's not really urgent, but it is in the back of the mind of the club. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Marcos Alonso. Expect this and Bellerin a lot. As we all know, Alonso signed for Barcelona like what, 21 days ago, 22 days ago, and we're already talking about a contract renewal. As you all know, Alonso signed a 1-year deal with the option of another to help Barcelona comply with FFP regulations in La Liga. And now Sporta coming out saying the agreement between Barcelona and Marcos Alonso was only signed for 1 season due to financial reasons, but if there's no surprise, he will extend and play until 2024. So very likely that Barcelona will execute that option to extend his contract automatically, as again, it has already been agreed between the club and the players. So expect Alonso for 2 years. Again, we go back to Jordi Alba, it's gonna happen with him. Alejandro Balde's renewal is gonna happen with him. All we know for sure, like not 100%, but I would say strong 95, unless he absolutely flops for the rest of the season, is that Marcos Alonso is here at Barcelona until a minimum of 2024. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Frenkie de Jong. I bet you didn't see that one coming, but wait, there's still a lot to go through. Now, firstly, in the beginning of the video, I talked about Jorginho being a possible replacement for Busquets. Apparently, Barcelona can see Frenkie de Jong as a direct replacement for Busquets. Sport have come out saying that Frenkie de Jong has put a lot as a pivot in all 3 games where Busquets did not play. Xavi has chosen Frenkie de Jong to replace Busquets as the pivot, and of course his contract Busquets ends this summer. So apparently Xavi wants Frenkie de Jong to replace Busquets in the long term. That's why he's playing a lot in the pivot, and of course this season he will learn under Busquets in training as well. Now Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out confirming this as well. He came out saying that Barcelona want Frenkie de Jong to be the leader of their midfield in the coming season, replacing Busquets in the pivot. Talks will soon begin over his new contract. Now, I don't know if it's actually a contract renewal to extend it from, of course, 2026 and onwards, or a renegotiation of his salary again. I'm not quite too sure, but look, we all know the quality of Frenkie de Jong. Do I see him as a pivot replacement for Busquets? Absolutely not. As of right now, hopefully this season he develops, he learns, he plays in that role more, and he adapts. Of course, the last game we saw against Elche, de Jong was so nasty in that midfield as the pivot, getting forward into the final third, doing all sorts of madness in that pivot role. Can he do it? Yes, but can he do it to the perfection that Barcelona need and on the Busquets level? 100%, that is still unknown at the moment, but we'll wait and see. Again, we are being linked with Zubamendi, Ruben Neves, we still have Nico, maybe even Jorginho, but apparently at the club they are planning currently for Frenkie de Jong to replace Busquets as the pivot. Now, along with Pablo Gavi, someone else at Barcelona who has also renewed his contract over the past few days is, of course, Jordi Cruyff. Now, he has been promoted from his international area director to sporting director. Now, what's really weird is that Barcelona did not release the length of his contract. We don't know if he signed a 1-year deal, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know what, but you know what, Jordi Cruyff, he deserves the renewal to the absolute fullest. His magic the past summer alongside Mateu Alemany has been brilliant. Now, a question that I've been getting asked a lot over the past few days is, oh, I thought Mateu Alemany was the sporting director. Is Jordi Cruyff now taking over him? Is Mateu Alemany getting fired, moving somewhere else? What's going on? I'm glad you asked. Here is the new structure of the Barcelona board. At Barcelona, Laporta is the president, Rafael Uste is the vice president, Mateu Alemany is the director of football, not sporting director, the director of football, with Jordi Cruyff, his assistant, with the title as sporting director. So again, Mateu Alemany is still a level above Jordi Cruyff, but Jordi Cruyff has that title of sporting director, mainly for Barcelona. Mateu Alemany, director for football, which is pretty much everything else from juvenile A to the first team. Which, of course, credit to Mateu Alemany, he deserves it. You also have other players, other people, other roles. And you see the sports commission is, of course, the dream team of Laporta, Uste, Alemany, Jordi Cruyff, and also Enrick, who's Laporta's right-hand man. So this is now the new structure at Barcelona after Jordi Cruyff's renewal. Of course, I have absolutely fully faith in this board for more magic to come for this January window and also the summer ahead, and also even Expire Barca as well. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, a report that I think is the most interesting over the past 24 hours, and that is some loan clauses in the loans of Abde and Nico. Now, Cat Radio come out saying there is a clause in the loan deals of Nico Gonzalez and Abde by which their current teams, Valencia and Osasuna respectively, will have to pay a compensation to Barcelona if Abde and Nico play against Barcelona. So if Osasuna and Valencia use Abde and Nico against Barcelona when we play them in La Liga, the two clubs will have to pay a bonus to Barcelona. Now, when I saw this, I'm thinking, oh my god, that's why Collado did not play over the weekend. Of course, Collado was a starter for Elche, playing week in, week out. Once he gets to the Camp Nou against Barcelona, on the bench, and didn't even come on as a substitution. But my theory was quickly shut down by Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo. He came out confirming that Nico and Abde do have a clause where if they play against Barcelona, Valencia and Osasuna will have to pay a bonus to Barcelona. But he did say that there is no such clause in the contract of Collado at Elche. Which then again begs the question is, why was he benched by Elche? He's starting for them week in, week out. I don't know what, but apparently there's no clause. So watch out for Abde and Nico. If they play against Barcelona, you can feel kind of happy because Barcelona will get some extra, moolah, some extra money. But again, I think that you could maybe even see Nico and Abde not play against Barcelona because of this. Because maybe the thing with Barcelona is that they don't like to put that in the Premier League. If you loan someone out to a Premier League club, there is always a clause saying that, oh, they can't play against us. So say, for example, Manchester United loan out Ronaldo to Chelsea. Then when Chelsea faces Manchester United, Ronaldo cannot play. When the parent club and the players face off, the two teams, the player cannot play. In La Liga though, there's no rules. All hell is loose. You can do whatever you want. We've seen so many loan players that we loaned out to La Liga come and face us at the Camp Nou or away and do well. But now there is a special clause in that sense, and that if you do play them, we get some extra money. Now, on the topic of special clauses in players' contracts, we also have some details on the contract of Ousmane Dembele, which of course he did renew back in the summer in July. Now, Luis Rojo from Marca came out saying that Barcelona have included a clause in Ousmane Dembele's new contract by which the variables he earns would reduce if he doesn't play a stipulated amount of matches. In previous seasons, he earned around 2 million euros in bonuses for not even playing 50% of the games. The same has been done as well for Samuel Umtiti's new contract at Barcelona, but of course that's irrelevant. He's going on loan to Elche. So Ousmane Dembele is going to be earning a certain amount of money, and he has to play a certain amount of games to at least earn half of that. So let's say, for example, he's earning around $10 or 10 euros a week. If he does not play that right amount of games, which we don't know, it could be 20 games, 50 games, 40 games. If he doesn't reach that, he'll only get 5 out of the 10 million euros. But of course, he plays all the games, which most likely he will get the entire 10 million euros. So theoretically, there is a clause just in case he gets injured, which of course right now is looking very, very unlikely. But again, on his current form, Ousmane Dembele deserves the money. Let's now discuss some updates around Barcelona on player welfare, how players are doing in the squad. Firstly, on Ronald Araujo. Now, Sport have come out saying that Araujo is more of a captain every single day. His appreciation for the club, his strong defensive and involvement, bringing him closer every single day to Barcelona as the new Carlos Puyol. As we all, like I just mentioned a few seconds ago about having Miguel talking about the captains leaving. Next in line is Ter Stegen, Lewandowski, and then Araujo. What he has been doing over the past few seasons is being a leader on the pitch, off the pitch, and also performing well. You cannot be a captain who plays like shite. Let's be honest. If you're like, say for example, Junior Firpo, let's say he's still here hypothetically, right? Let's say he's been here for 10 years. You can't just make him the captain because, he sits on the bench every single week. That just does not make sense, even though he's been here for the longest. You want leaders in that squad, and Araujo has been showing that a lot over the past few seasons. So watch out for him, probably most likely becoming a captain in the future. Now, another player who probably won't become the captain in the future, but is appreciated a lot by the club and also Xavi as well, is Memphis Depay. Now, Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Xavi and Barcelona highly value Memphis Depay for his great attitude, professionalism, and the way he trains. He sets an example for the squad. He is mentally very strong and wants to help the team and believes he has a place in the squad. Now, when I first saw this, I'm thinking, Xavi really likes players who train well. Because again, he started Ferran Torres against Real Sociedad away because he trained very well throughout the whole entire week. No preseason. He played against Sociedad. Absolutely flopped. But again, we did play different formation, blah, blah, blah. Memphis Depay has been training well for the past few months. Gets to start against Elche and scores a goal. Look, let's be honest, he will leave next summer for free. I think there's absolutely no chance we renew his contract with maybe Messi coming back and Endrick being signed as well. I think Memphis is done and dusted. He will leave for free next summer or maybe in January, or Barcelona can probably maybe just salvage a fee for him if he does well in the World Cup in November, December time. January comes around, team's still looking for a striker. Memphis Depay will be a great player available on very, very cheap. So wait and see on Memphis. Again, the club's very happy with him. Xavi's very happy with him as well. Memphis Depay is happy in Barcelona too. But again, his future, I would say, is still unclear. Now, a player who we can agree has not had the best of starts to the season so far is, of course, Ansu Fati. Is still walking around with this, knee injury, discomfort, all that sort of stuff. Now, Helena Cordes from Cope came out saying that Ansu Fati is upset after being left out of the Spain squad, of course, for the international break. It has come very unexpected thing to him and people close to him. His family have even bought tickets for the match against Portugal. So Ansu Fati was very, very confident he was going to get called up to Spain, and in the end, of course, he didn't. Now, Mundo Deportivo came out saying the objective now for Ansu Fati is to gain rhythm and intensity during the 2-week-long international break. Xavi wants him to return to the normal parameters which he had before suffering his hamstring injury in January. A plan has been made for the international break. What did I say 4 months ago? You should have done the surgery. You weren't gonna play. You would have recovered better. I said it then. Do the surgery. Oh, I'm too scared. I mean, freaking heck. I understand, right? He was out for 9 months. Didn't want to go through that again. I completely understand, but I still firmly believe that that was the wrong decision. Looks like I'm right. Let's hope in the long term I'm wrong, but I'm going to say this. We play our first match after the international break against Real Mallorca. If he does not start that game, I think he might be, I don't want to say finished, but he might be washed, because ain't no way Dembele, Rafinha, Varane, Lewandowski, Memphis Depay all playing on international break, Nation League, all this stuff. Ansu Fati, top quality player, fresh and ready to go against Real Mallorca, and he doesn't start. Question marks will be all over the place. So we're gonna see with Ansu, big 2 weeks I think ahead for his career, let alone his Barcelona career. He needs to get match fit, no more discomforts, no more niggling injuries, and we need to see the Ansu that we saw against Real Sociedad, the one that we saw under Ronald Koeman, the player, the wonder kid that we know is in this player. I have no doubts about Ansu Fati's quality. I know what this player can do. He has the number 10 shirt for a reason. But we'll wait and see. That Real Mallorca match, it will be a huge game for Ansu Fati. Now, on the topic of injuries, as you all know, there has been no player who's been injured so far this season, apart from discomforts here and there. Nothing serious in terms of muscle injury, and that's because of the fantastic work done by Xavi's coaching staff. Esport 3 came out saying the absence of muscle injuries at the beginning of the season is because of the coaching staff are doing a really great job. There are 3 people that have a major role in preventing their players getting injured. Those 3 people are Dr. Enrique Pena, Ivan Torres, and Carlos Nogueira. In the past, there have been 4 physical therapists, which now has been increased to 7. The players now spend their entire day at the club. Players arrive at 9 a.m. an hour before training. They have breakfast, prepare, train, gym, and have lunch. On a normal day, they leave around 4 p.m. and on match days, they have dinner together after the match. Before they exercise, they do have refresher sessions with the physical trainers. In the event of any signs of discomfort from a player, the physical trainers transfer them to Dr. Enrique Pena, who communicates with Xavi to withdraw the player from training. There are important matches coming up in October, and all technical staff have one main goal, which is to reduce the number of injuries to the very, very minimal. And of course, I think the only injuries that we've had is Roberto discomfort. Of course, Ansu Fati's in and out. Ferran Torres had that foot injury pre-season. And then Aubameyang got injured because, of course, he got robbed. Let's not talk about that. So, theoretically speaking, there has been no new injury besides Roberto's discomfort that, he had a little bit in his leg, and nothing official was released by the club about his injury, to keep that in mind. The last official injury update that we got from the club was Ferran's foot injury back in July. So, the track record right now is bloody fantastic, but now the physical trainers, the physiotherapists, all the physical, everything physical is going to be tested on the big level. This month of October, we're playing every other day. We have El Clasico, Athletic Bilbao, Inter, Bayern Munich. There are huge games, and of course, the job of the physical trainers during this month is to try their best to keep everyone fit. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys a quick update on the kits for next season. Yes, you heard that right, an update on the kits for next season, and I don't even have the bloody kits for this season. Anyways, we talked about, of course, in the last transfer video that next season's away kit will be white, and Footy Headlines also came out saying that Barcelona's white kit for the 23-24 season will feature a club crest from the 1970s, very likely the logo used in the 1974-75 season. It is unlikely that the home kit next season will also feature a retro crest, so we're gonna have the old badge on the new kit next season, on the away kit only so far, which I think is very interesting. We've seen some other clubs do this recently over the past few years. Am I on board this? Absolutely, but I think right now the club have a big test on their hands how they will design the white kit. I've seen some world-class designs on Twitter. I think the club's main job right now is to not make it pure white. If they just have it white, Spotify logo, Nike, old crest, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. They gotta put some black line, they gotta do some sort of, you know, Catalonia flag, something. They gotta do something. They can't just have it plain white, chuck something else on there, or make the design different. You know, as you can see here on the right hand side, got little, you know, diamonds on that white kit. Just do something different. They just keep it plain white. I'm gonna buy it, but I'm not gonna like it. So we'll wait and see on that new kit. But again, most likely it will have a old badge on the new kit, not the one that you see right now in the video, the top right there, which is Barcelona news. It will have the old one from the 1970s. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to first see, of course, is the Brazilian market radar for Barcelona. Which Brazilian player do you want the most at the club? Secondly, on Ansu Fati's plan for the international break, what are your thoughts about that? You think the next few games after the international break will be make or break for Ansu Fati? Thirdly, your thoughts on the renewal of Inaki Pena, Arnau Tenas, and Alejandro Balde? And last but not the least, and my biggest opinion, is of course on the captains retiring. What are your thoughts? 2 of them will leave, 3, all 4, hell, maybe even none of them. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.